Hey YouTube, what is happening? Today I got for you one of my go-to shoddy builds. Built as a tank with high survivability and up to a huge 10 million DPS damage with no reload. And with it, you will easily farm XP in the open world, heroic missions, and even PvP. And most important, that the pieces of this build are easy to farm and you can run this build in no time. So let's get to it. So for those that are not fan of the shotguns or only use the Scorpio because it's so powerful right now, I would say that you need to try different type of shotguns like the custom M870, Tactical Super 90, Marine Super 90, the SAS G12, and the 612, among others, that can pretty much one-shot enemies with the right build and are really fun and different playstyle for you to try. And I hope with this video I can convince you about shotguns and make you try them for yourself. And if you play with shotguns already or have a favorite one, please let me know down in the comments below. For you to be effective with shotguns, you have to be at mid and close range of your enemies. If you're at the long range, you won't be doing any damage at all. With this hybrid build, you'll be able to take a lot of incoming damage and do a lot of damage at the same time with no reload needed. I'm going to explain the tank and DPS part of the build and how to play it. I chose to have 3 armor attributes to get up to 1.3 million armor and able to take damage. It's up to you if you want to get up to 4 blue attributes to get to 1.5 million armor, but sacrificing some weapon damage. And also with the use of the striker shield, we'll get even more defense against enemies. And that's not all. In order to have more survivability in combat with the firewall spec, that you get plus 30% health on kill, and armor kits recover 200% armor and 200% health over 20 seconds. And with the use of Hunter's Fury gear set, you get plus 20% armor on kill and 100% health on kill. And on top of it, using the combination of Adrenaline Rush with Intimidate, you can get up to 60% bonus armor when enemies are within 10 meters. So that sounds pretty good for a tank. A lot of armor, health on kill, and bonus armor too? That's cool, but what about DPS? Yes, you can make up to 10 million DPS with this build. It packs a punch even while being a hybrid with no reload. How, you say? First, you need to get critical hit chance and critical hit damage as much as you can. Then with the Intimidate talent, we increase weapon damage by 35% to enemies within 10 meters when we have bonus armor. And that bonus armor is given by Adrenaline Rush. Also, the Hunter's Fury gear set will give you 15% shotgun damage, and the Apex Predator buff that will be applied to enemies within 15 meters, amplifying your weapon damage by 20%. And also killing a debuffed enemy disorients them and amplify weapon damage up to 25% for 10 seconds. And the most important part of this build, to have a non-stop DPS using the Tsunami shotgun with the perfect pummel talent that with 2 consecutive kills refills the magazine and grants 40% weapon damage for 10 seconds. And a little added bonus is combining into the mix the Orbit. You can only get this revolver in DC or Conflict Cache. I got mine from Conflict Cache and gives you the perfect finisher talent. And when you kill an enemy with it and swap weapons, it will give you 35% critical hit chance and 40% critical hit damage for 15 seconds. So in most situations with the Orbit, this is a good opener, or sometimes you can be mixed in the middle of combat when you need a little more damage. But it's a little nice trick to have, since I don't pretty much use pistols other than when I get out of ammo or using a pistol build. So how do you combine all of this, the tank and DPS aspect together? You want to open with the Waveform to control groups of enemies, or use the Orbit for added damage, always with your shield up. Next, you want to pick up your enemies one by one, getting in close range to proc the Adrenaline Rush that will give you bonus armor, and make Intimidate proc as well with added weapon damage, and the Apex Predator debuff. So when you kill a debuff enemy, we'll get more bonus weapon damage. You gotta be very careful with your surroundings, since enemies will try to flank you or move away from you and make you run to get them, and you'll get most of the damage there. Use the right foam when you see fit, when you see more enemies, or they come and get you, or you need to CC an elite And if you get your shield broken, it's a good time to get the cover, and while you wait for the cooldown, you can use the orbit or keep using the shotgun. Let's take a look at the gear pieces for you to take note and know what to farm. If you have found this video helpful so far, please slap that like button to get this video to more people, and consider subscribing to not miss any new videos. So now let's get back to the build. So the spec I'm using is the firewall, so that I can use Strikel Shield and have bonus damage to targets in front. The weapon is the name Shotgun Tsunami, that's the name /G. Roll with damage to armor and damage to target area cover. Very important that you have those two attributes in the shotgun. And with the perfect pommel, you can have a limited ammo, refilling your 7 shell or 7 magazine every time, and with a nice RPM of 180. The mods you need for this weapon are 2 critical hit chance. Like I always say, the secondary weapon can be anything that it will support your playstyle. You can pick a mid to long range weapon like an AR or a rifle. It's up to you. The pistol in this build is to orbit, that will give you added bonuses when killing an enemy, and swap it within 10 seconds to the shotgun. Like I explained before, it can be a good opener or a mid combo weapon in the middle of a gunfight in PvE. Remember, in this build you want 3 armor attributes, and all your gear mods will be critical hit damage. We have 4 Hunter's Fury pieces to get the Apex Predator talent. The mask is rolled with armor and critical hit chance with gear mark critical hit damage. The holster rolled with armor and critical hit chance. The knee pads roll with weapon damage and critical hit damage. The gloves with weapon damage and critical hit chance. The backpack you need is a Badger Tough. We need that for the 10% shotgun damage. Roll ideally with armor and critical hit chance, and critical hit damage as well. We weren't so lucky there. And also with the Adrenaline Rush talent. The chest piece is a Cheska for that 10% critical hit chance with the Intimidate talent. An option for this piece is to have you can have a Walker Harris or a Grupo. The skills for this build are the Striker Shield from the Firewall spec, and the Chem Launcher with Waveform for a little crowd control. The stats on this build is 765 weapon damage, 51 critical hit chance, and 92 critical hit damage. With the orbit buff, this can get up to 130 critical hit damage and the cap of critical hit chance, which is not bad at all. 12% damage to armor and 1.3 million armor with 257k armor and kill. So pretty good stats for a hybrid build that will make life easier when playing PvE or farming XP with convoys or territory controls, like I do it, or your solo heroic missions or group missions or the summit. I mean, all the PvE content. So that's it for the build, guys. I hope I could convince you to use shotties more and give this build a try. Slap that like button to get this video to more people, and if you're not subscribed, please consider to do so you don't miss any of my videos. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, take care, be safe, ciao.